It's pretty wild how much more space there seems to be in here when both my mountain bikes are at the shop. It's just too bad mountain bikes are as fun as they are, because if I could always have this much space, I would. Now, you wouldn't know this if I didn't tell you, but it's significantly earlier than when I usually leave the house. And the reason for that is I have a meeting with some people who are trying to design some stuff to try and make cycling a little safer and a little more inviting for people. They actually approached me saying, well, we have some funding to try and make this happen, and we want to have a sit down with some industry professionals so that we can get a bit of insight on what we need to do. I don't know if I'd call myself an industry professional. I just missed a shuttle. No real surprise. That guy's on a boosted board. So that meeting that I had this morning, it actually went really well. I like those guys. They're in the middle of just trying to come up with something to try and make cycling a little more safe or a little more inviting for the average rider. That's always a bit of a tough subject because that's not how I ride. So it's hard to say if I actually offered any real help or advice. Hopefully I did. They said I did. Okay, let's talk about this vlog for a second. Now, I imagine it's probably pretty obvious that I've been a little bit lazy and I've been slacking on actually doing a whole lot of uploading. But I always think I've been relatively transparent, or maybe I haven't. Okay, well, let this be the time that I let you know that my interests sort of change as the seasons progress. Like this past winter, I made a video almost every day. I would shoot one about a subject I was kind of interested in, whether it would be one of the bikes in the store or comparing some stuff, and edit it and upload it kind of that day. As of right now, I'm working 6 days a week, 10 to 6, and on my one day off, Sunday, generally there's a ride or a race going on. I don't really like the whole trying to do something like this when there's a ton of people around. I guess I kind of need to get over that a little bit. And overall, my interests have changed from absolutely nerding out about bikes like I do all winter to actually riding them now. So that's the difference, and that's why the videos sort of change a little bit, and that's why the uploading has sort of slowed. I do want to deal with that. Actually, last night Angela lit a pretty good fire under my ass by saying, how come you're never editing at night anymore? And I said, because it's hard. I'm busy all day at work, and then, I'm trying to get stuff done, and I want to go for bike rides, and then I have all this stuff I need to edit, and it's just like, you get home and I'm tired, and I just want to lay down. And that's when she reminded me that, yeah, so did everybody else who does any vlogging. And I sort of didn't want to hear that, because it's really annoying. But she's not wrong. And with that said, I really do need to actually like get back into shooting, editing a ton, and staying up late to get videos done, if I want to get any further ahead in the world of YouTube than I am right now. Because if there's anything I've learned from other vloggers and other people doing this for an actual living, it's that you need to consistently keep uploading, and I haven't maintained that. And you know, it's kind of funny, I actually look at where I'm at right now and I'm like, this is the time that other successful YouTubers talk about how hard it is to try and balance work, your relationships, and everything else that you do with your life with this goal that you have in your YouTube career. And this is gonna be the time that I actually look back on in the future if I ever did become successful in the world of YouTube doing what I'm doing now. And think to myself, man, that sucked. That sucked really bad. It's actually not that bad today. I seem to have like caught up on everything that's in here, although as you look behind me, it's a huge mess. A friend of mine has his bike in for me to give it the bar wrap treatment, which I'm excited about because, like I've said in previous vlogs, probably one of my favorite things to do. So away with that cool Orbea two-tone bar tape, and we're just gonna do a classic black. Now, I will say wrapping bar tape is probably one of my favorite things to do ever, but I think the thing that people get most like concerned about is actually this joint here, which I really don't have like a great way to explain how to do and like how to keep it in your mind so you don't have this like weird overlap that I see on some people's bars. But finishing the tape is easier than you actually think. Basically, the way you want to cut this, and excuse my hand, is you want to create a line and you want it to finish nice and parallel with the stem. So sometimes I'll see people cut this way for some reason, but that doesn't make a line. You actually need to cut this way so that when it actually wraps on itself, you'll see that it actually is parallel. In fact, that's actually probably kind of long. I would prefer that the bar tape probably ends more like here so that it actually seems like it's the same diameter as the clamp area. So I probably will shorten this just a little bit. All right, and then the trick is to make sure that this gap and all of this looks exactly the same on this side. And that's all there is to it. But if you don't want to wrap your bar tape, let me do it, because I really like doing it. All right, so I guess long story short about everything going on today, or everything going on in the way of like not uploading nearly enough, it kind of boils down to the fact that I've just been lazy because I'm using the fact that I'm working a lot as an excuse to not do the things I want to do. And Angela telling me that she's noticed that I'm not doing anything was probably one of the better wake-up calls that I've had in a while. That this stuff is not easy, it doesn't come easy, and you don't get to go anywhere further without working for it. So with all that said, I have to go to the Telus store to get a new SIM card for my phone so I can have it as a camera, because it's been disconnected without one. Now the Telus store is pretty close, so don't expect big things from here to there. See? Told you. stupid place closes at the same time I do. Well, I'm just on a mission now. I gotta find a store where I can get a SIM card. Unbelievably out of my way to go see a stupid Telus store. Ooh. And I know once I get home and I check where they all are, I probably rode by two. But I'm riding from downtown to the mall to get myself set up with my phone again. Fingers crossed. Serves me right for saying it wouldn't be eventful. I got to expect all of this. Anytime I say something is going to go smoothly, it won't. Crazy person with my helmet on. And with my hair the way it is. Damn it. This was $17. Not having a phone, it's actually been pretty great, but there's something to be said about like always having some sort of communication and camera with me. The last few days, actually the last month, I've kind of just been helpless if I don't have this camera with me, my backpack with something big in it, and like there's something maybe I want to shoot or like an idea that I have and I miss it. I've missed all sorts of stuff in the last month. And I think that's not helping in the fact that I haven't really been posting nearly as much as I could. It's also my means of communication in the way of like talking to you guys on Instagram, talking to you guys on YouTube, and basically dealing with email because I get it right away. So 1 month without a phone, pretty good. I think it might even be getting close to like 2 months without one completely. And it's getting to be that time where gotta have it again. This thing's not really a cross bike, but I think I'm probably the YouTube guy who says you can do anything on anything. So this bike is a cross bike. You know what, I think that's a good spot to end the vlog.